Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe if you're new here, and today's video is going to be a full coverage Friday video. So happy Friday, babes. I'm excited to be trying out the foundation I'm trying because it is another version of one of my absolute favorite top of the list foundations, and I am thrilled to try it. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Join our family, help us grow. And if you want to see some more videos like this, give this video a thumbs up, and if you enjoy it, also leave me some comments down below on what foundations you guys want to see in the upcoming weeks, months, so on and so forth. A lot of you guys want to see the new Born This Way matte foundation. Now it's matte, so we'll see how it works with my skin because I do have dry skin, but that is something that's on my list right now. Anyways, if you want to follow me on any social media, Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter, those will all be down in the description below, so make sure you check that information out. And all of the products will be listed down there as well as the tools that I'm using. So if you have any questions, just look in the description box. It should be there. That's all I have to mention right now. So if you are ready to see what foundation I'm using, how well it works, how well it covers, and all that jazz, then just keep watching. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the foundation and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and prime first. This is a No Problem Prime Essence from Touch and Soul. It's the primer I always use in these videos because it's nice and hydrating. It's a great primer if you have dry skin. So the foundation I'm going to be using today is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. This is the hydrating version of the Conceal and Define foundation, which is one of my absolute favorite foundations. It is top tier for me. It performs so incredibly well, lasts all day long. The finish is beautiful. Everything about it is just amazing to me. And this is the hydrating version, and I'm really excited to try this because I have dry skin, so this might work better for my skin. Who knows? We'll see. I did get a shade that's different. My other shade is F11, I believe, and I got the shade F10. Hopefully this one looks a little bit better because the other one wears a little bit red on me and it isn't my shade, but we'll see. I wasn't able to like swatch this or anything at the store because, you know, COVID, whatever. So we'll see how well it matches. If it doesn't match, we'll make it work. I will be using a sponge and a brush. This is the Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge, I believe it's called, and then the Morphe M439 brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on the sponge side. I'm just going to shake this up and I'm going to pump it on the back of my hand. It's very liquidy. The other one isn't as liquidy as this. This one's pretty liquidy. And I'm just gonna pick it up on my sponge and go in with it. So I just put some on my sponge. Oh, this is a great match, actually. This is a pretty good match. Interesting. If you hear noises in the background, it's my daughter. She's playing in the living room. The coverage is really, really nice. So far, so good. It's very thin. The consistency of this foundation is super thin. I feel like it's even thinner than the Conceal and Define one. Okay, so now that I'm dragging it down my neck, it is a tiny bit pinker than I am, but it's really not that terrible of a match. It's just a tiny bit pinker than me. Okay, so that is one layer on. It looks really good. It's sitting on top of the skin really well. It doesn't look heavy at all. It's not accentuating anything, and it does look nice and hydrating. Look at that glow. However, it didn't cover everything completely, which is fine. It covered really well with just one, you know, layer, but I am gonna build it up in a few places that I see need a little bit more coverage, like right here on my cheek area. But so far, I really like it. It looks really good. Also, a little goes a long way. All right, so that's 2 layers on. Look at how shiny I am. That is because it is very, very hydrating. It literally looks like my skin is wet and just drenched, like, for that reason, I know it's going to be way too hydrating for me to just let it dry down and like wear on its own. I will be setting it lightly but so far it looks beautiful. It looks really good on the skin. It's not really drawing attention to anything, clinging to anything. It's just sitting on the skin beautifully. I'm gonna go ahead and do the brush side now and see if we can get a little bit more coverage out of it. So I'm just gonna start with one pump on the back of my hand. I'm gonna dip my brush in. We're gonna start. So when I do my brush, I like to pounce it in because that's what gives you the most coverage versus like sweeping it. So just patting motions. Okay, I do feel like it's covering a little bit better with the brush. And the foundation is going a lot further. It's not being soaked into my brush at all. Okay, so with the brush, I used a lot less product, but I still have a lot on my hand. And I used one full pump and it covered everything with less than half a pump, or with less than a full pump. And on this side, I used a pump and a half. And it took a lot more product to cover over here, but over here, there's not as much noticeable like peeking through spots on my face. There are little bits, just like a tiny bit, like, and honestly you probably need to be like super close to see me, but it covered so much better and the product went a lot longer. Like I used less product. But I am gonna build it up just a teeny tiny bit right here. Okay, so this is the foundation, just a tiny bit built up, but mostly just one layer on with a brush. I definitely like this side a bit more than this side. The foundation went a longer way, like I didn't have to use as much product. I used less than a pump and it covered everything really nicely. So far so good. The foundation looks beautiful on the skin. It is wearing beautifully. Yeah, I like it a lot so far. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a close-up of what this looks like on my skin right now before I set it, just in case this is, you know, how you want to wear it, and that way you know what it looks like up close. And then I will finish up my makeup and then I will give you another close-up of what it looks like with makeup on it, and then I will update you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so here is the sponge side. Here is the brush side. And then here is a full face view. Okay, so this is my third time trying to record this part of the video and it's not going very well. Anyways, I'm done with my makeup. Let me fix the lighting. There we go. I'm done with my makeup completely. Everything went on very smoothly, very beautifully. However, this foundation, I did end up setting it very lightly because I wanted to stay hydrated throughout the day or whatever, because I have dry skin. However, if you have oily skin, I would really take the time to set this because it is very hydrating. It is very luminous. It feels like a moisturizer on the skin. It's very lightweight, so it feels really good. But it went on beautifully. Everything went on top of it beautifully. So far I don't have any complaints. Just make sure you are careful if you have oily skin or combo skin. But I'm gonna give you guys a close-up really quickly and then I will update you guys at the end of the night. Okay, so here is the sponge side of the face. As you can see, there are some spots peeking through. So just keep in mind if you go in with a sponge, you're gonna get less coverage for sure. Okay, here is the brush side. And then here is a full face view. Alright, so I am back. It is 8:54, which means it's almost 9 o'clock. I forgot to tell you what time I put this foundation on at. It was around 1:59. I looked at the timestamps on my footage and on my audio, and it was around 2 o'clock. So it was 1:59, so 2 o'clock. Anyways, so I've had this on for about 7 hours, which means it's a pretty decent amount of time, like I would say. I did try to wear it as long as I could, but I really need to get my household ready for bed. I need to get my kids in bed and stuff, so that is why I'm not wearing it longer. Anyways, so a couple things I noticed. I did check my face a lot throughout the day, and my makeup just looked so good. Now looking at it in like light, like in actual lighting and stuff, there are a few things that I noticed. It did just overall wear pretty well throughout the day. It didn't rub off or anything. Everything's still intact. Everything looks fine. It didn't oxidize. Like, just looks great. But now that I can look up close and in proper lighting, I have noticed a few things. So I did get more luminous, which is fine with me because I have dry skin, but if you were oily, that is something that's going to bother you. I definitely got more luminous, and in the areas where I got a little bit more oily, which is like my chin, in between my brows, and then right here around my nose, on my cheeks, it did settle in to my pores. So that might be something you want to keep in mind. You might want to be using a pore filling primer with this foundation. It did crease a little bit right here around my mouth. Okay, so this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. It's a radiance foundation with hyaluronic acid, so it's going to keep you nice and moisturized. It's going to keep your skin nice and hydrated throughout the day. It is medium to full coverage, so it's not as full coverage. I noticed too when I was putting it on, it's not as full coverage as the original Conceal and Define one. That one's a little bit more full coverage than this one. Again, I got the shade F10. Okay, so it only comes in 16 shades, which I said in the beginning of the video, the shade range isn't like my favorites. It has a decent amount of shades, but obviously it could have so many more. It's only sold at Ulta, and it is $12. And for $12, I think this foundation is great. I definitely think that if the original one didn't work for you, if it was too dry for you, then this one might be your best friend. So this foundation is cruelty free and vegan, so if you are into vegan makeup and vegan makeup only, this might be a great option for you if you have dry skin. I would not personally suggest that this be a foundation you use if you have oily skin. Maybe if you have combo skin, you can get away with using this, but if you have oily skin, I would definitely stay away from it. I think it's too luminous for you, or too luminous for oily skin. But other than that, overall, I really like the foundation. I think it wears beautifully. Just keep in mind that your T-zone is going to get a little bit oily throughout the day if you have combo skin. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I like the foundation a lot, but I'm going to give you guys a close up so you can see what it looks like up close and personal on my skin. Okay, so here is the sponge side of my face. So as you can see, like, you can see my pores peeking through. Same thing up here. Not terribly, but definitely right here a little bit better. And then just, I don't even know if you can tell really, there's just like a teeny tiny bit of line settling right here. Okay, and then here is the brush side of my face. Yeah. Here is a full face view. And let's like zoom into like my pore area so you can see what it like actually looks like. Okay, so that is it for this video. That is it for this full coverage Friday. I really like this foundation. I think if you have dry skin, this is definitely a foundation you should try. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you gonna try it or not? Let me know down in the comments. I think for the price point, I think it's worth the try. But yeah, I don't know if I like this one better or the original one better, to be honest. It might be the original. I don't know. I'd have to try both of them again to see which one I like more. Anyways, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.